Let's also welcome on board Hemang Jani then and talk about what he's making of the market right now. Hemang, hi, morning. Good to have you on the show. What is it that you make of the price action that we saw on Tuesday, Hemang? All-time high, and then we completely drifted into the red, gave up all of our gains. Does it seem like now is going to be that patch of volatility that we're going to see in the run-up to the elections?
Yeah, good morning, Aisha. Yes, I think having seen a very strong move, year till date also, if you see the mid cap and the small cap indices are up about 8 to 12%. Nifty is not up much, but I think in the broader market, for a larger time frame, the run up has been quite sharp. We are in the result season, and you're also seeing a bit of turbulence in the global markets. So I think it would be good to have a bit of a caution, having seen such a massive gain, and also we should be watching out for the companies which are delivering very solid numbers, or where you have a slightly better understanding of what could growth look like over the next quarter. So I think it's good time to kind of have a look at detailed look at the numbers, growth, and valuations.
Okay, fair enough. That's the take coming in. Meantime, lots of brokerage notes as well that have come out. You've got a view coming in from Investec on IOC. They've downgraded the stock to a sell from hold, saying that the Q4 earnings were a bit of a miss and the earnings volatility is only going to persist. Do you concur, Hemang? What's the outlook on OMCs?
So OMCs, I think today, because of the way the crude has actually gone down, you might see a bit of a pullback. But what is happening there is that you're seeing a bit of a lumpiness when it comes to numbers. Also, the crude price, because of the geopolitics, had remained relatively strong. But yes, if one has about, let's say, 3 to 6 months kind of a view, then surely some of these OMCs present a good entry point, particularly HPCL and IOC, where the valuation comfort is more. And we do think that keeping in mind the slightly more reforms post elections, these are the companies that can give you a decent 20-25% kind of an upside.
Leyland versus Tata Motors, they both have done extremely well. Is there a trade in Tata Motors, according to you, Hemang, or there is a trade in Ashok Leyland?
Nikunj, from a, let's say, medium-term perspective, Tata Motor continues to look good. I think if you look at the monthly numbers also, the extent of variance in case of Tata Motors is about 29%. And also the fact that, globally, the JLR portfolio is shaping up well. The numbers, by and large, are looking, very decent with very good margins. So I think though Tata Motors has been one of the best performing stocks in the auto space, I think even at current price point, it is looking quite good. Ashok Leyland is more of a tactical play because, while all the auto stocks have moved up so sharply, Ashok Leyland has been slightly, underperformer, and it's catching up. So I think from a, let's say, 2 or 3 month or short-term perspective, there can be some more 10-12% kind of an upside for Ashok Leyland also.
Back to that screen again, and I'll tell you why that is important. For me, there are two standout features here. One, TVS Motor is doing very well. And within that, there is, and then you got Eicher and Hero MotoCorp. So this entire theory that, okay, rural India not doing well, and that means two-wheelers will not do well, that is passé now, and that is more and more evident. Within two-wheelers, EVs incrementally are increasing, whether that's the data for TVS Motors or that's the data which you're getting from other auto companies as well. See, Eicher, I'm talking about RE here, guys. They've kept their market share dominance intact. Competition from Honda and RE, Triumph and Bajaj distribution, BMW tie-up of TVS. RE is still the first port of call or the first choice when it comes to the premium biking segment. Year on year, 10% uptick, month on month, 8% uptick. 10 years ago, the average sale was not even 20,000. So this category in a sense has expanded, which is what is important in terms of understanding the setup here. Hemang, where is Eicher headed? I mean, it's been a great money multi-bagger. If you bought into Eicher with the assumption that Indians will be moving more towards premium bikes biking segment, a simple idea has created a lot of wealth. Now that competition is knocking on the heels of RE, do you think it's time to get worried?
I think Nikunj, part of that underperformance Eicher has already gone through when we had major launches coming from both Bajaj in terms of Triumph launch and Hero when they did the tie-up with Harley. I think now the scenario that we are looking at is where you are seeing a very strong revival in the two-wheeler space, and overall growth is much better than what the market was really expecting, given the weakness that one is really looking at in the rural market. So I think clearly it would be good to have some exposure to two-wheelers now, whether you have a liking for Bajaj or TVS or the other one. What is important is that you should have some exposure. Our preferred picks at this point of time are TVS Motors and Bajaj. We think that these two companies should deliver a very good 16 to 18% kind of an upside from current price.
Also going to come into focus. We flagged off the numbers coming in from Ambuja, the fact that it's a bit of a mixed bag and an overall miss, given that the PAT hasn't quite matched up with the street expectations. Hemang, what is the call now on the cement pack? Because going by Ambuja's numbers, it seems like that could be the trend for the rest of the cement pack too.
Case of Ambuja numbers were okay, but I think when you look at Ultratech, the beat across the parameters was very strong, and even otherwise it is looking much better. So I think if you really want to play cement, I think Ultratech is the go-to stock. We should watch out for the numbers from some of the regional cement companies. Particularly the south-based ones, India Cement, Ramco, the smaller ones, Sagar Cement. I think if you get a little color, the kind of pricing and the volume growth one is looking at, it would be good to have some participation over there. But overall view on cement continues to be positive.
Take on is Indigo with respect to their conference call highlights, talking about some optional orders that they have got in, as well as how they are looking at some strategic relationships with the likes of Rolls-Royce, expanding their overall fleet. How are you reading into this?
I think a big positive, Avan, because first time the company has placed its order for the wide body aircraft, and the focus in the con call is very clear that they are going to be focusing upon the international operations. And given the fact that there is plenty of room in terms of the market share gains and the profitability is much better, I think this would be another trigger when it comes to the Indigo. And no doubt the stock has been the best performing stock, valuation wise, not cheap. But if you really want to have some exposure to both the travel theme and particularly the international travel part, then I think it will be a good allocation stock to have in the portfolio.
Okay, Hemang, great to have you on the show. Thank you so much for taking the time out and joining in. Let's just take some mid-cap trading ideas.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.